Alright guys, so it's day 10 and I'm going to show you how to make this card right here that starts out like this, unfolds like this, and then unfolds into one giant square. And I'm going to show you first how to make it, and then at the end I'll tell you what you're supposed to do with it and how it's supposed to work. So the first thing you want to do is start off with a 12 by 12 inch piece of paper. I'm just using some scrapbook paper from Target. Kind of reminds me of old wallpaper or something, but it'll work for the tutorial. So the first thing you want to do is start it pattern side down, and then you want to fold it in half on the diagonal, so like a big triangle. Then I'm just going to use my ruler to flatten it out. Then you want to unfold it and do the same thing the other way. Fold it in half, like a great big triangle. Okay, so you now have this giant X in your paper. Then now that we're at this point, you have two different options. What you're going to want to do either way is take a ruler and measure in 4 inches this way, hit 4 inches, and 4 inches this way. So on a 12 by 12, it'll be the 4 inch and the 8 inch, of course. What you can do, if you have, I think it's called a bone folder, you can just take your ruler and put it at the 4 inch line and score it, and you'll have the little crease there so that you can fold it over. If you don't, like I don't, what you can do is draw really faint lines like I already have. So you measure in 4 inches, draw a line, measure in 4 inches, draw a line, and instead of scoring it, you will then take your piece of paper and fold it to the line. So take your paper and fold it to the line that you've drawn. And press it down really good. And then flip it over and do that same thing. Fold it to the line. Now if you have the bone folder and you've scored it, then you'll just fold it in on your score marks. And it'll be really simple, but for those of you who don't have one, you can do it this way too. And then just make sure that you draw the lines really light so you can come back and erase them later. So now that you've done it this way, you want to do the same thing the other way. So you'll see I already have lines. So you just flip it, you measure 4 inches again, both ways, and you will do the same thing. Fold the piece of paper to your line. And flip it, and fold the piece of paper to your line. Now you'll have something like this with a big X in the middle and 9 little squares. Now you want to flip it over, and here's where it can get a little bit tricky, because I know that the first time I did it, I did this wrong. So you'll see you have your 9 squares, and you'll have one square right here in the middle. And what you're going to want to do is take your top right hand corner, and you're going to want to fold it down to the bottom left corner of the center square. And take this and fold it to this corner right here. But you don't want to press down on this. What you want to do is, you'll see that right here you have this crease going diagonally. You want to fold it really good from this crease down to make pretty much this little triangle, but leave this part all fluffy like this. Then you're going to unfold it, turn it, and do the same thing. So you'll have your center square, you'll take the top right hand corner, fold it down to the bottom left corner of the center. You'll have this diagonal here, and you want to crease it really good from that diagonal down, leaving this part up here just the way it is. Then you're going to turn it, do the same thing again, and just go ahead and do it for all 4 corners. So we've already done it to 2. I'm going to do it for the third one. Turn it, and go ahead and do it for the 4th one. Now you'll flip your piece of paper back over, and what you'll see is that you have in the corners these little pretty much valleys where the creases go in. And that's what you'll have in all four corners. And then on these squares, you'll have these little mountains, and they fold up. And this part can be a little bit difficult, but once you learn it, it's really easy. You just kind of want to hold it, and on either corner, and you can fold it, and it'll eventually start to fold itself in on itself. I have a hard time doing that, so what I do is I'll kind of fold this down a little bit, and I just help it along. So let's see if I can show you guys. I'll fold this one down, then I start to fold this one down a little bit, then I fold this down, and you want to fold the other one down, and eventually it will fold itself in like this to make this little pinwheel. So in case you didn't catch that, and all of the little valleys and hills make it kind of do it on its own. So I just started folding the little hill towards me, folded this one over, kind of held them together, folded the one at the bottom in, and folded this one over here in, so that they all lay on top of each other. And now you'll have something like this little pinwheel. And then what you want to do is you want to take the top part of the pinwheel and fold it over. Press down really good. Turn it. Fold the next part over. Turn it. Fold the next part over. And then right here, when you take it and you go to fold it down, I go ahead and fold mine down to get a good crease first, but you'll have this little random thing. What you have now is these three flaps that you folded down. The very first piece that you folded down, that's tucked up under here, you want to kind of pull it up a little bit, and you want to take your very last piece and tuck it down in there. And you have this little card. Now what's meant to be done with this is, on one that I had done, I did a little decoration on here. You can choose not to. You can draw a little heart or something here. And then what you want to do is you take this and you take either a poem or a song or even maybe a letter or, some little love sentiment you wrote yourself, and you write it along the edges. And number it for the person, because obviously this can be flipped either way. So if you start it here, write a 1, write one line here. 2, write one line here. Same thing, keep going. 3, write one line here. 4, and write one line here. Then you open it up and you write more lines. You could write it up here, right in here. It's all your preference. And then you open it up to this really big one, and you finish out your writing. Now if you have, if you have it at this point and you wrote on this white square, it will be, well, actually I guess writing on the right square would be kind of pointless. Okay, scratch the white square part, sorry. Don't write on that. It'd be better to probably write along here, because then when you open it up, your whole blank edges will be, all of your edges will be blank. Sorry, it's been a while since I've done this. And then you can write the rest of them on these 4 edges. And then this part right here, the square in the very middle, you'll see stayed flat the whole time. So something really cute to do would be to put a little picture of the two of you guys, or, some little picture that means something to you, and that part will stay flat and protected. So, sorry that I got a little confusing at the end with how you were supposed to work it. It's been a while since I've done it, but I'm sure you can figure it out, and you have this super cute little card that you can give to your Valentine. Alright guys, thanks for watching. Bye.